So this is the Nissan Leaf. It receives no energy from a secondary engine, so it is a complete EV system, and it's in generation 2, even though it hasn't changed. Looks wise, it hasn't changed all that much. There have been a lot of software tweaks, a lot of battery tweaks and things going on inside the car, but realistically very little has changed. So I want to find out really what it's like to live with it. So let's see if we can do that. Well, it makes a lovely noise when you start it up. Listen. Trippy, man. Really is kind of trippy. I get a little thing in the front. It's a bit like a Pokemon or something. I don't know what it is. But you pull it back to go B instead of D, whatever it is. R is up, reverse, and then neutral is in the center. Park is press the button on the top. We put it in D. This one is actually quite top spec because I have heated seats, front and rear. I have a heated steering wheel. I have all sorts of things. All these things tear lumps out of your fuel range thing, okay? The minute you set your foot off, it's like any automatic, it starts to roll forward, as you can see. Now I'm currently in kind of standard D, right? There's an eco mode as well. Now standard D uses more power, but you get a lot more acceleration, and that's pretty good when you want to get around a roundabout, for instance, when you're in a hurry to go somewhere. So trying to nip into traffic, you can always kind of stick your foot down, and when you do, it's like massive acceleration, and it's quite shocking for some people, because like if a car tailgating you and you put your foot down, it's just gone. It's just deadly. Now there is an eco button here, so you press that, and I always hit the horn, the place where you press the, you know, the horn. Is massive. It's the whole center of the steering wheel, even the outside of the buttons. So sometimes when I press the eco button, I beep the horn as well, just by mistake. I'm going to turn it on now, save a bit of range, right? I turned it off, turn it on, there you are, right? So I have 111 kilometers left in range to do. And what I'm going to do is drive to the only fast charge station that's in the area, which is actually out in Junction 14, Mayfield. There is charging stations in Portlaoise, but they are all the kind of standard charge ones. So the public charge points that you see on the street tends to charge the car, like it says for 100% charge I have to wait 3 hours, right, at a standard charge point. Now if you're in a hurry and you're looking to go long range, you're going to need the fast charge points. Now conveniently, Nissan are only bringing in cars that have fast charging connections on them, but they also have an ordinary standard connection for your home charging unit, because you won't get a fast charging unit at home. It's massive. And they've also given me what they call a granny charger. A granny charger is when you go to someone else's house, like your granny's house, and they don't have any sort of charging station. You can use just a 3-pin plug to do your charging instead. And that's convenient because lots of people don't have a charging station. Now, 3-pin plug charging will take a long time, right? A long time, because it's just standard kind of charging. It does convert it to charge it to the car, but it really won't draw any more power than it was before. Now, I had 100 kilometers, I had 140 kilometers range on the car when I picked it up on Monday. That was on 100% charge, but it is based on the driving you are currently doing. So if you're driving the car right now, it's going to base its range on how you're driving this minute. So if I'm driving through town, it's going to take me 109 kilometers here. That may go up, it may go down, who knows. Now every time I decelerate or brake, it gives me recharge. Unfortunately, it doesn't really give me much. I thought it would give me more to decelerate. It's free electricity, you know. Every time you decelerate, it's actually free. So I thought it would give me more, but it doesn't really. Now, electric cars are still rolling out, so to speak, in Ireland. We're still kind of getting to grips with the idea of it. And if you think that I could do probably about 200 kilometers in this car for around €2 to €2.50, somewhere around there. I charged the car the other night from basically empty. I think I had 5 kilometers left on the tank, and I charged it up at home, and I calculated how much electricity that used, converted it to money, and it worked out to be about €2.50 to give me a full charge at home. Now currently, there's a problem with getting charged for electricity. Currently, I just put a card up to the front of a machine and it spews out a hole for me to plug into, and no one actually got charged for that. Well, because ESB haven't attached the card to a phone bill yet. So currently, on-street charging is actually free. Doesn't cost anything. So I can go and get a fast charge or go and get a slow charge somewhere and just leave it there and walk home. And it didn't actually cost me anything. Bloody Beamer's going slow. So as you can see, I'm shuttling through traffic here at the moment. My God, there's a lot of people at the bus stop. Wow, look at all the people at the bus stop. People get buses in this country? God, I thought we all drove cars. Well, I do. No waiting around for a bus for me. Now I'm going downhill here in Portlaoise and yay, free electricity. It's actually recharging it on the dashboard. I get this really kind of cool looking little circles, and they go across the screen when I'm using a lot of electricity, and they go the other way when I'm using very little. Now I think that this might be the nicest car that Nissan actually make, strangely. I think it is. I think it's actually a very pleasant little place to be, a very pleasant little car to drive. I think it's a nice place to hoover about, and it does sound a bit like a hoover from the outside, hoover around when you're driving, because I'm basically using, she's got driving gloves on. I haven't seen driving gloves since, well, I never seen driving gloves. I've never used driving, well, apart from when you're driving race cars, you use driving gloves because they're bloody fireproof and they stop your hands getting cold. The thing about the car is that I have an info system here which needs a bit of work, Nissan, I have to say. It's not very intuitive. There's some screens I want to be able to get to quickly, and for some reason every time I turn on the car I have to make a big long agreement by clicking OK before I can see any of the screens that I want to see, like radio or anything like that. Now it does have sat-nav as well built in, and the sat-nav comes pre-programmed with all of the charging stations you can. Get off the phone. That guy there in the van on the phone drives me nuts. It does come pre-programmed with all of the charge stations that are available to you across the country at the moment. It is updatable as well. And it also remembers any charge station that hasn't got now. When you plug into it, the sat-nav remembers where that was.
And now for some movie magic.
I'm about to pull out and join the stream of traffic now. I'm doing 117, 118, 190, there's 120 now. And I can put on cruise control, which is here, cruise, and I go down there. And there I am. My cruise control is set to 120 kilometers an hour, and I'm actually using standard cruise control on a motorway. My range is dropping fast because I'm up at 120 kilometers an hour. I have 86 kilometers left, but I'm into a headwind, and it's actually very windy today, which is probably why you might hear a little bit of whooshing sound around the edge of the car. So I'm just pulling to have lots of Toyota stuff for sale out here for some reason. Now, here we go. I know it says no entry here, but I can go on right there, so. Ooh, as it hoovers along. Now, pull into e-car space, and it's raining, typically, and I'm going to fill up here. I'm going to put in my full electric charge, and I'm going to have a cup of coffee while I'm here. So, tough, man.